Good evening, Ghanaians, and you're welcome to the Christian Entertainment TV show. My name is Nino, and we do this every Saturdays, 5:30 to 7 p.m. here on GNTV. If you're watching us on Facebook, this is the GNTV Facebook channel, is GNTV Ghana Network, or the Christian Entertainment TV Facebook channel. Like I said, my name is Nino. You can also go to my Facebook page. Facebook is Ninoy II, Instagram Ninoy Denis, and Twitter at Dennis Noy. During the show, this show is very, very interactive, so you can join us via text messages, and you can also drop a comment on our Facebook wall, or wherever you find yourself watching the show today. Just drop a comment, we'll read it for you. I'm going to drop the WhatsApp lines very, very soon. Later on in the show, I'm also going to open the phone lines to take your calls on today's topic. Today we have personalities we're going to interview, but before this interesting personality I have admired from very, very far every time comes on, I'm going to make some calls. I hope you've heard of the National Gospel Music Awards. Yes, I'm going to talk to the CEO of our phone. I mean, during the week, there was launched last week Friday, and during the week there were a lot of people talking about it on social media. Gospel commentators talking about it. I'm going to find answers to their questions here on the show today. But before that, you know, it's been January to September, so I'm also going to give you a countdown of 2018, the gospel songs released in 2018. I'm going to give you a top 10 countdown of those gospel songs, and the countdown for last week is also going to come your way. Belinda is going to come your way with a Stitch and Style segment, and I have a very interesting gentleman. I love this guy. I mean, I love his passion. I love his voice. I love his songs. I love everything about him. And I will not mention his name now. I will not mention his name now. If you follow our social media handles, you know him by now, but I don't mention his name. Yes. All of this within 1 hour, 30 minutes, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And I want to remind you that today is the MTN Stands in Worship concert. Yes, at the Fantasy Dome. It will start at 5 p.m. So I believe right now people are going. But wait, finish watching the show, then we'll move together, because from here I'm moving there, so we can all praise God in one accord. My name is Ninoy. I'm going for a short musical break. When I come back, the show continues.
I tried to change it. For many times my results were pulling me from getting the best job I ever wanted. My faith keeps getting pale. Every time, every day, I doubt even if it will even be successful this time.
He's so for an omega.
Yes, that's Mati Shock by Ohima Safua. God is going to surprise you. Remember Mati Shock? Yes, within this. By the end of this year, we'll be too shock. Yes, I love that song by Ohima Safua. This is still the CEL show. You can still join us. Our WhatsApp line is 050-143-2820. 050-143-2820. That's our WhatsApp line. And later on the show, I'm going to open the phone lines for you to call me on the same line, 050-143-2820. But for now, I've told you, save the number. Save the number. That was the GNTV official Facebook, WhatsApp line. I have on the line a very good friend of mine. He's a very good brother of mine. He's the CEO of Royal Akomfona Entertainment, and the organizers of the National Gospel Music Awards, and his name is Sergio. Sergio.
Yes, sir.
Boss, good evening.
Oh, good evening.
Boss, how are you?
Boss, I'm very fine. I can hear you from afar.
You can hear me from afar. Is it okay now?
I'll manage it, please.
Is it okay, Sergio? Sergio, is it okay now?
It's better now.
Perfect. You're welcome to the Christian Entertainment TV show.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Last week Friday, you did the official launching of the 2018 National Gospel Music Awards, and 2017's edition was very successful with Obapa winning the top honors. Can you take us into details of this year's event?
Thank you very much. I'm grateful to speak on your network. Yeah. The National Gospel Music Awards was launched on the 28th, and some categories were reviewed. This year we are doing 22 categories. Last year, and the first edition that happened in 2017, we did a 30 category. By this time around, we are doing a 22 category.
Okay. So
Yes.
which categories did you take out?
We took out some categories. We took out some categories and then replaced some of them with two new categories.
So what are the
Because
two?
we noticed that we noticed that even with the first one that we did with the 30, I mean some categories should have been should have merged with others to reduce the number. And so after the first one we had a review and then we brought in two and then took out some of them. But then the new categories that we have in the scheme is the vibrant male worship artist of the year and then vibrant female artist of the year.
Okay, Sergio, hold on there. But as part of the categories, the other categories you have best male worship artist and best female worship artist. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
So why are you creating another category for vibrant male artists? Or are you saying the criteria are different? Can you run us through that?
The criteria is very different. The vibrant artist, if I should put it that way, is one who we are looking at influencing aside his in-studio performance. For instance, if Nino, you're an artist, yes, you may be very inspirational. You may perform so well in your studio, in your recordings, but then how influential are you when you perform to the outside world, being an outside stage, in churches, in programs and all that? And that is why it carries the tag vibrant.
Okay. So
Yes.
with the explanation, so now that's the topmost award. Is that the topmost award now?
No, that's not the topmost award. That's not the topmost award. It still remains the Gospel Artist of the Year. That's the topmost award. But I'm saying that this is an inclusion to the already 22 awards we have.
Okay. Last year there were a lot of issues, and people kept asking that what's the criteria definition, category definition, sorry, for these two things: best corporate gospel song and contemporary gospel song of the year. Last year people kept asking, and this year, you know, is people are still asking. What's your category definition for those two categories?
Thank you, Me. The categories they explain themselves. They explain themselves. The corporate gospel. I mean, we know we have a certain class, and let me spill the beans out here.
Okay.
Last year, even after the nominations for the best corporate class, now what happened is that we sent forms round to 30 institutions in Ghana, corporate institutions in Ghana. Now, it could be that your song is in Anglo, but then it has taken over the corporate society.
So you sent questionnaires to them, or you sent songs? I want to know.
No, we didn't send songs. We sent questionnaires to them.
To ask the corporate institutions the gospel songs they listen to most, or
yes, they listen. That's the corporate class listens to.
So why don't we have a category to define the not informal sector? Let's say best informal gospel song. If you are giving corporate institutions, you know, questionnaires to fill and all that, why don't you have another category for those in the informal sector?
Of course, the National Gospel Music Awards is 2 years, and so changes would come here and there. But then I can assure you that I mean, we are not going to get all that we want in the award scheme. We are not going to get all that we want in the award scheme. As we grow, the ideas come up all the time. Structures would be looked at here and there, and restructuring would also be done. So it doesn't mean that we've concentrated too much and then forgotten the other side. Or it doesn't mean that, I mean, for those of us who are in Makola or in KJTR or somewhere in the north selling in the market are not part of the corporate world. But this is another innovation that we also looked at. And so someday, I mean, we will take consideration into other factors.
Quickly, before we what of the best contemporary song? you know contemporary gospel music, how we define contemporary gospel music in Ghana. And you know the contemporary gospel artists. But for last year, for instance, the contemporary gospel song, that category, it had people who were not contemporary gospel artists in that category. So what's your category definition for contemporary gospel?
I would be happy if you could please repeat this question, please.
I am saying, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. I'm saying last year, your nominees for best contemporary gospel song, none of them defined themselves as contemporary gospel artists. In Ghana, you know the people who define themselves as contemporary gospel artists, like the Joe Metals, like the Zooters, like Akese Brimpong, Calvis Hammond. They define themselves as contemporary gospel artists. But last year, when you were doing the nominees for that category, we saw names like Dinah Samoa, DSP Kofi Sapon, and the likes. What is your category definition for best contemporary gospel song? That's what I want to know.
Thank you so much. Last year, I believe when I spoke to you, I did define it, and this year I would also define it. Now, our definition of contemporary is basically songs that have been in existence, that have been modified to suit the modern taste. And that's our category definition of contemporary.
Okay. That's your category definition of it's your award, so we can't take it away from you. So that's your category definition.
Yes, that's our category definition.
Before I go on and ask you the other things, are we doing it in Kumasi this year too?
Me.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God.
Are you doing it in Kumasi this year?
Yes, me. We are doing it in Kumasi, and I've seen so many of the posts that people are saying it's actually a Kumasi award. It's a national award. The fact that you are repeating it in a region for 2 or 3 times doesn't mean that it's not a national award.
If it's a national award, we have a national capital. Why are you not bringing it to the national capital?
We have a national capital, but let's also not forget that not everything can be in Accra.
You are being biased. You are being Kumasi biased.
No, I am not. We are not being biased. Accra is home. But let's also have this one that not all the award schemes can be in Accra. I mean, someday he will go to Takoradi, someday he would go to Sunyani, someday he would come to Accra.
Oh, but it's 2 years he's been in Kumasi.
It's just 2 years.
Perfect.
It's only 2 years.
Well noted. In your award scheme, there's no category for instrumentalist of the year. Yesterday, a blogger friend of mine wrote on Facebook that how can you do a gospel music awards and you don't have a category for instrumentalist of the year? Especially when you look at the whole setup for musicians, instrumentalists are very key in the success of the musician. Why don't you have that category?
I'm so happy this issue came up. I think I also saw the post.
Yeah.
But then, you see, the funny thing is that where was this blogger friend of yours when this categories came out last year? Because we had the best instrumentalists.
So why did you take it out?
You see, the fact of the matter is that how many of them in that category, in that best instrumentalist category, how many of them even came up?
Came up to
how
do
many
what?
of them?
Came up to do what?
How many of them even went out to pick a form? The form was free, but how many of them came up?
Is that why you took it out?
See, and that was last year.
No, Sergio, is that why you took the category out?
No, and it's like you are running a scheme. The people that you are actually serving are feeling. I wouldn't say they are feeling big, but they are feeling reluctant to also come out and also express themselves by picking the forms to also nominate themselves. And it's not like somebody is taking money from you when you are going to pick the form. It's basically free. So how many of them came up last year?
So I want to know.
When I saw the post yesterday, I smiled and I said,
So Sergio, hold it. So is that the reason why you took off Instrumentalist of the Year this year?
It is not the reason why we took off the Instrumentalist of the Year. I'm only giving an instance of it. But I'm saying that.
So why did you take it out?
I'm saying that it has been reviewed. And certain categories have been taken out.
So why did you take out Instrumentalist of the Year, said you?
It doesn't mean that the category is not important. No, I mean, of course, we can't do away with instrumentalists.
Sergio, we don't with them. Yeah, I understand you, Sergio, but I want to know the reason why you took it off, so I can give explanation to people.
like I said, there's been review of the 30 categories, and if that one was affected, it doesn't mean that the scheme is not recognizing instrumentalists in Ghana. It's never the case.
But that is what is out now. Because when you look at all music awards, they recognize instrumentalists.
Of course. In the first edition, we were not reluctant. We recognized them. We did recognize them. You are so much aware. And I'm saying that there's been review of categories in the award scheme.
So, Sergio, I understand your review bits, but you see, in reviews, there are lots of things that go into review. Why you take some out and you add some, and I'm asking. So, what was the reason why that category was taken out? I just want to know, Sergio.
We have instrumentalists in Ghana. We have lots of instrumentalists in all 10 regions of Ghana.
Yes, that's true.
We have so many of them in Ghana.
That's true.
We might not finish counting them in a day or two. But I believe very well that if instrumentalists in the gospel sector or in the gospel music had come out properly,
well noted.
you understand, to support a category that really recognized them,
well
I believe that we would all have had a very beautiful scheme.
Well noted.
But this is the case, when you do something for industry players and the people in the industry, the people that belong to that particular category, fail to give you recognize, they fail to look at the positiveness of it, they fail to support that particular aspect because you have really considered them. What do they expect from you again?
Well noted, Sergio. Can you run us through the calendar for this year?
Sure. Let me quickly take the calendar for this year, and then we are doing female worship song of the year, male worship song of the year.
No, not the categories. I'll tell my listeners the categories when you go off. But I want the calendar. Have you opened nominations? When are you closing the nominations? When are we getting the nomination list? I want to get.
Sure.
I want to know.
The calendar year has been opened. Nominations. People could file for nomination. Artists could file for nomination.
Okay.
Being known artists or unknown artists could still file for nomination. Okay. It closes on the 19th of this month.
19th of this month.
And then on the 2nd of November, the board would come up with a short list. That's the nominations list.
Okay.
And then the voting process will start off from the 2nd. It closes on the 14th of December. Okay. Barely 1 month and a week. Okay. And then 22nd of December,
we have the event will come up. Okay, perfect. I'll be calling you in subsequent weeks to discuss more issues. But finally, where can they get the nomination forms? Finally, the nomination forms could be downloaded from our website. You could actually download from our website or flow down from our website as well. That's www.ngmagh.com. Okay. Thank you very much, Sergio. Sergio is the CEO of Royal Akomfona, organizers of National Gospel Music Awards. I'm so grateful, my brother, Sergio. So that's the CEO of the National Gospel Music Awards, and he stood as musicians watching as they've opened nominations for the National Gospel Music Awards, and it's from now to October 19. Just go to their website, ngma.com, and you're going to find more about it. The nomination forms and everything is there. I'm going to come back on the show. Belinda and myself are going to digest this topic more. But I'm going for a short break. When I come back, there's a Stitch and Style segment.